Coming up today on Designing Texas with Jocelyn White.
A barn for the kids, how to decorate that holiday tree, and tour time at the home of sports announcer Daryl Johnston. Hello everybody, I'm Jocelyn White and welcome once again to Designing Texas. Hope you're having a great Thanksgiving weekend and we appreciate the fact that you're spending a little bit of your time with us. Now coming up later today, we'll show you how to decorate that holiday tree. Plus tour time takes us to the home of former Dallas Cowboy and Fox Sports announcer Daryl Johnston and his wife Diane. But first, when this one set of grandparents decided they wanted to create the perfect place for their grandkids to play on their getaway ranch, they turned to their favorite artistic team. The grandparents, Don and Linda Carter of Dallas Mavericks fame, and the result was a barn-raising experience. Interior designer Marlene Dibbrell and artist Jer Giles are our Designing Texans of the Week.
The Carters love their grandchildren, and they love children in general. So they wanted to add to their home special places for their grandchildren and for their grandchildren to bring their friends. This room is the girls' room, and the girls not only enjoy it, but they're welcome to bring friends and have sleepovers and utilize every bit of this home. We wanted to be able to bring the outside in because it's beautiful surroundings outside, and it just seemed that this room should have the lovely greenery and the flowers that we have outside.
The feeling of the sky.
Absolutely.
At night, big and bright.
Absolutely. You know, we have the twinkle lights in the ceiling, so we can pretend that we're outside sleeping under the stars. The greenery on the walls, the lattice work, the open work in the lattice. Just anything that would be a warm, cozy surrounding for sweet little girls. Pink and reds and yellows and blues. It's multicolored, really. But it all fits and makes a beautiful environment.
And may I say, the little girls' bathroom, dressing room is pretty incredible,
well, now,
too.
wouldn't we all like to have that? Yes, yes. I could take that home. I've used Jer Giles for several years as a muralist. He's quite a nice artist. And he could take the field. He has added the birdhouses, the pedestals, the greenery, the lattice work at the ceiling. He's the one that helped bring this to a total picture for the girls.
You've got one statement for the girls' room. Now let's go to the little boys.
Oh my goodness, yes, quite a switch. And this is a ranch, so the boys should have a ranch house of their own. So that was how we started with the boys' room. And you'll see so many things, but the corrugated wainscot in the bathrooms, the sisal rope, the reds, the blues, the skins on the floor.
The wood on the walls.
The wood is old barn wood, which has recycled. Here we are recycling because it is from an old barn.
That very special barn. Whose idea was that?
That was Mrs. Carter's, and it's an old dairy barn. The weeds were up waist high. The ground around was all gravel and dirt. Terrible cobwebs and bugs and vultures actually flew out when we first toured the barn. The roof had holes in it. So there was a lot of repair to make that the children's play barn, and it was such a joy because it's such a happy place.
The designer that I work with, Marlene Dibbrell, we had actually done some work for some of the Carter's children. And Mrs. Carter called, and so we all came out to the ranch and got on the four-wheeler and forded the little stream and drove under the trees and drove out to the dairy barn.
Yeah.
We opened the door of the dairy barn, and one of the little stalls that's there, some vultures flew out. It was very dilapidated.
Wasn't kid-friendly, was it?
It wasn't kid-friendly at all, no.
Yeah.
Not at all. So we decided, Marlene and I talked about what we were going to do, and we came up with this amusement park for the grandkids idea. And inside we have a fairy princess castle for the girls, and we have a fire station with a pole you can slide down, which is a lot of fun. You ought to try it. And then we have a little Spanky and Our Gang stage, and we have the yellow brick road on the floor so kids can walk around there. And we have some slides people can slide down and get out of the building. So it was a really, really exciting project to do.
And the vulture room eventually became
the camo room. There's a room in there with camouflage and military equipment and that sort of thing.
And I really love the horse. He's so well-mannered.
Oh, yeah. We don't have any trouble from him at all. We don't even have to clean up after him.
Lots of color and glazing later. And here's a barn that stands the test of time and use. I understand it's become something of a landmark from the sky.
Yeah, I've talked to pilots that say that they use this barn as a reference point. They'll be going in one direction and they'll turn over the barn.
How long did it take you to pull all of this together?
This project took about 6 months, and it was in the wintertime, so and there's the long distance from my place to here, so there's a lot of travel time involved. But it took about 6 months, and the hard part was it was in the winter, and the good part about that is the wasps aren't moving around, so we didn't have any trouble with that. But the bad part is it gets pretty cold.
Of course, the kids can go inside the barn or inside the caboose.
The caboose actually was on another property, and it has just been recently moved to this ranch because, well, the boys needed it.
So the children range in age now from 1 to 15.
To about 15, girls and boys.
And so it's a gradual evolution as they grow.
Yes, there's something for every age here.
I'm really proud of it. I think it's wonderful. And when I grow up, I hope I have a place like this someday.